my name is Sophie Hansen and today I'm going to be making the Hummingbird loaf cake from my new cookbook In Good Company. It's a really easy, homely, filling, comforting thing to make and share. My one is uniced, but you could absolutely do like a beautiful orange cream cheese icing or take it in any direction you like. But today we're just going to do the cake and this is how you make it. I better open up the recipe again just in case I need it. All right, so I've got all my ingredients out. I have, how much have I got? 2 cups of plain wholemeal flour that I've added a couple of teaspoons of baking powder to, or you could just do normal flour, or you could do a mix, or rye flour would be good. This kind of cake with all its moist ingredients is really good for those thirstier flours. So if you want to experiment a little bit, this is your time. So the next thing I'm going to do is add my brown sugar. I've got some freshly grated nutmeg, some ground ginger, some ground cinnamon. I'll put that in as well. There's a little bit of a pinch of salt in there too. And I'm just going to whisk that together to kind of get rid of any lumps. Brown sugar I find often is quite lumpy, and it doesn't matter because it will come out in the batter, but I've got a few big ones in there, so I'll put my clean, freshly washed hands in there to get rid of those lumps. I do think, I'm a big believer with baking, just get your hands in there. That's what they're for. I think your hands are your best utensil in the kitchen by far. And the other good thing on that note about this recipe is that it's you don't need a mix master, you don't need any electrical equipment, it's just a big bowl and your hands. So that's done, smelling really good. The next thing I'm going to do is mix up our wet ingredients. I've got 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. I've got canola oil in here. You just want something that's not kind of super flavoursome because that might kind of fight a little bit with all of our other flavours. So I've got 4 eggs that I'm cracking straight into my oil, and I'm also going to put a little bit of vanilla bean paste in there as well, or you could use a vanilla bean where you've scraped out the seeds and whisked them in too. That's just what I happen to have here. And if I had a smaller whisk, if I'd been a bit more organised, then that would be easier, but this will do the job. Okay, it's not an ideal whisk for this tiny jug, but you know, it does not matter. Okay, right, so then, here we go, I've got a spatula. I'm going to pour my poorly mixed eggs, oil and vanilla with the dry ingredients and give that a little stir. Then what I've got is some toasted walnuts that I haven't even chopped them, I've just kind of like crushed them in my hand. They've been in the oven for about 10 minutes, and I think that step is really important to kind of give them extra kind of crunch and flavour. Then I have about 2 small carrots that I've grated and 1.25 cups of fresh pineapple. You could absolutely do tinned. I just, there was like 2 for $5 at the shops today, so I use fresh, but whatever you have. And if you don't even want to use pineapple, you could use banana, you could use apple, pear, anything really. It's such a forgiving cake, this one. It can kind of go in all kinds of directions. Eggshells in there. And then it's just a matter of stirring it all together. You don't want to overmix it. It's a bit like that kind of, with muffins, you don't want to overmix because it can somehow like make the crumb of the cake a little bit dense, and we don't want dense. So that's it. Like, it's so easy, really yummy. And then there we go, just mixed in a few last little bits of flour that I'll incorporate. Oop, just found another little pocket. I think the other thing with cakes like this is you want a really good big bowl, like little bowls which you're kind of doing this with, like I did before. I've been annoying to bake with, so get one of these like big stainless steel cheapy bowls, and that does make a difference. Okay, so that's my cake mixture, yum. And I've just got a loaf tin that I have lined rather haphazardly with baking paper, and I'm just going to tip the cake mixture in and I'll just pop it in the oven. It takes quite a long time to cook this one because it is so dense. So I think I say in the book between like 40 minutes, but it depends on your oven. Like that's the thing with baking times. It really does depend on your oven and the size of the tin and all that kind of stuff. So just keep checking after around the 40-minute mark, and then kind of put your finger on, and if it kind of feels springy to the touch, if it's pulling away a bit from the cake's, the tin sides, you'll know it's cooked. And you know what? A cake like this, even if it is a little bit undercooked, it's not a big deal because you can toast it, it can be a yummy pudding. There are no mistakes here. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, yum, and I will show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay. Hi, so our cake is out of the oven and smelling beautiful. I actually brought it out of the oven about 5 minutes ago. So it's been cooling in the cake tin. And now I'm just going to lift, oh, still a bit stuck, lift it out, oops, onto a rack. And in a few more minutes, I'll take away the baking paper. I just want to cool down a little bit more before I do that because I don't want it to crack. Because when these cakes are warmer, they're a little bit more fragile, and when they're nice and cold, they're super sturdy. So just in the interests of making sure it's all good, better try a little bit. Yum, you can see the steam coming up. It's really beautiful. Lots of hot pieces of pineapple and spices and flavors, and this will be perfect with my cup of tea. So happy baking. I hope you try this recipe. It's really yummy and really easy and delicious. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.